Design elements are the building blocks of any visual communication. Now, think of them as the ingredients in a recipe. How you select and combine them determines the success of the dish. Welcome to my before and after training, where I share why your design look unprofessional and how to fix it. I'm going to use a design I received from a subscriber. So let's go. All right. So what is working in this project is the background. All right. And the color used on the text. All right. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because the background really projects the information we have on the project, and it's because the designer used color that is opposite the color on the background, which really is part of what help make design project look successful. All right, so that in this project is good, but what is not working here is the wrong use of color and value. And I'm saying this here because of the way, we have this high contrast color effect on the illustration here. All right, the effect is too heavy and is making the illustration shouting to the point where we can hardly see the message here. All right, now the wrong use of design elements, all right, can affect the success of your design. It can destroy what the project needs to do. So the value of the color on this illustration here is not working. And the other thing I noticed that is not working here is the wrong use of style on the title. All right, I don't expect the designer to do this. Why? Because the illustration, the information in the project did not call for it. And this is giving another message here. When you are applying effects or style to your project, to your elements, what you're supposed to do is to focus on making it communicate the message. All right. When you do effects or apply move that is not necessary in the project, you are going to change the message. You're going to change the message. And that's the reason why I said the elements of design are more like the ingredients in a recipe. When you use the wrong ingredients in your recipe, you are going to destroy the dish. You're not going to make the food taste good. It's like when you are telling a story or you're doing a documentary about orange, all right? And you have a basket filled with orange and you now put a mango inside the basket. You're going to change the message. You're going to get people confused because people will start thinking, are you trying to say that mango is also called orange? Or you're trying to say you can get the same information you are passing on the orange on the mango. So your wrong use of style or effect in your project can affect the success of your design. I've always been sharing this with you guys that black, there's nothing that is 100% black. When you use 100% black in your project, you are going to make the project look not realistic. All right. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you see, when you're putting together the elements, you are trying to create a scene. You are creating a picture. All right. Have you ever taken a picture where you see the background looking 100% black? No. So you now doing this in your project is you creating a project that is not going to look real to the people. And when you create a project that is not real to the people, it's not going to look successful to the eye. So please start, avoiding using 100% black. And if you want to understand the type of black value that I'm talking about, I'm going to quickly use this filter here, exposure filter. Yes, it should be offset. All right. Let's see this. Okay, at least this should be nice. Yeah. All right. So this is the type of black I'm talking about. All right. We should have this touch of gray on it to really make it look real. I have a very important information I want to share with you. We get calls a lot from folks who are looking forward to go into design but can't afford to pay for design school. Because of this, we decided to start a foundation where we can be a blessing to these people. Now we're looking at getting space and materials in order for us to meet our goals. And this is where we need you to support us with your donation. If you have anything or any amount you believe you can support us with, kindly make use of the link on the screen. Every amount that comes from you will be highly appreciated, and we want to specially thank those of you who have been supporting us. Okay, so let's continue the tutorial. All right, so I had to do my research to get the same illustration that the designer used in his or her version, and the reason is because the illustration is okay, and I decided to use the illustration again to make you guys know that there are times where you don't actually need to do too much on your illustration, where the look of the image is good enough to help you communicate the message you are trying to pass to the viewers. All right, and that's the reason why I decided to still use the same illustration. Now, one of the reasons why I love the illustration used is because the contrast on this image is okay, it's balanced. We can easily see the chess piece, we can easily see the mirror and what is on the mirror. All right, so this really helped make the message here easy to quickly see and understand. All right, now you'll notice that my background is not I still have some white space around the frame. I decided to use the content aware scale and fill to fill the empty area to help the area where I plan to place the information in the project. Okay, so yeah, there's another thing I did here which I also want to make you guys understand. You see, I know so many of you have seen designers use narrow character. I'm talking of display character like what I have here on my screen. The reason why we mostly use this character is to help space, to give room for space in our project, and also to give us the ability to make our title bold. You'll notice that the character I used before was bold, but is bold and wide, and that is going to take space and not give me the ability to place the other information in the project. So I decided to use a narrow character to help give room for space and help make my my information visible. All right, then the other thing I also did here is to make the type serve as an illustration. All right, the title of the project says subject to change, so I applied the change to the letter T by using the word tool to complete the shape of the letter T, and also to mirror the word change to really reflect that meaning, that illustration on the title. There are times where you need to work this way as a creative person, and you're working this way is part of how you help make your design command attention. It's part of the things that make your project look dynamic and interesting to the eye of your viewers. All right, then at first I noticed that the way I arranged the date and time is not okay, because you notice I placed the day on top of the time and month, and I later found out that if I put this way, if I arrange the content this way, I'm going to end up having space that are not necessary. And that's another thing you need to also learn to avoid. When you use space wrongly, it's going to make your project look like something is missing, like you are not you're supposed to place something on the empty area and you did not remember to place it. So using space in your project requires strategy. All right, there's also the strategic way of using space in your project. Having too many white space in your project can also destroy your project. I'm sure you guys might have heard this before, that too much of everything is not good, and that principle also applies to graphic design. All right, yeah. So there's another thing I did here, which I discovered that is also part of what always make design project look realistic and, sweet to the eye. The use of texture. Texture is another way you help your project look realistic to the viewers. And that's the reason why I decided to apply this noise texture that you're looking at on the project here to really make the project look more realistic to the eye. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to quickly share how I was able to make this look successful with the use of the principles of design. First, I'm going to start with contrast, and I'm going to start with the contrast that we have on the illustration. The reason why we can see this piece here easily is because now this is from the people that took the picture, is because the value of what we have here on the background here, all right, is darker than the value that we have on the piece. And that's why we can easily see this piece here. And the same principle is what we have here on the other illustration. So this part here, the value is darker compared to the value that we have on the illustration. The same effect is what I, apply to the information I have in the project here. You notice that we can easily see the title, even as I, use another color in the project. And this color that you're looking at on my title here was from this side here. So I selected the color from this side of the project and I increase the value in order to make the information visible, because when you are placing your element on a background, always make sure that you focus on the value of the color to help make those or the information visible. All right, so that's how I was able to achieve contrast on the part of color. So the contrast, again, in the project here is through the use of scale. All right, the reason why this is beautiful and also help communicate the message right in the project here is how how we have the king chess piece here looking bigger than the pawn. All right, that's the work of contrast here. And also the scale, the size of this glass, the mirror, excuse me, the size of this mirror here is another way of achieving contrast, because this is looking bigger than this. All right, and as you already know, contrast simply means the difference between two things. All right, so the scale of this mirror here helped with making the contrast between the illustration balance. All right, so yeah, then the other part of the contrast here is the using of this color that we have on this title here and not have it on the other information in the project. All right, yes, the part where we also have contrast again is the size that the size of the title that you're looking at on the title. You'll notice that aside from the title, we don't have any information in the project that is as big as what we have here. All right, so that's how I was able to achieve contrast with the title and the use of the illustration. So let's go straight to the hierarchy. So the first level of hierarchy in the project is the image. And the reason why is the image is because, you see, images are the first element that people see when they see a design for the first time. So this is going to be the first level of hierarchy. And after this will now be this. All right. So this is going to be the next level of hierarchy in the project, because this is the bold information that we have in the project. And then we now get to this, and we now get to this and this and like that. So let's go straight to proximity. So proximity simply means the grouping of the information in the project. All right. So here is one proximity, because the closeness of this information we have to the title here will make people read this together. All right. And this is another level. This is another proximity here, excuse me. And then we now have, you know, the logo. I know some of you may be wondering, hey, Caesar, so why do we have red on the toe word? The reason why is because, you see, red is a color that reads fast. All right. Red is one color that when people see it, it draws their attention. So because I know that the size of this information is going to be this small and I want people to see it fast, so I decided to use a color that will quickly draw the people's attention to it. And why the way I play with the toe under the cropped letter T, why is balanced here is because the shape of the word here made the letter T complete. All right, it made it complete. Okay, so as a designer, you need to learn the habit of playing if you really want to start doing wonders in graphic design. If you really want to start doing the unexpected, you need to be in the mood of playing all the time, and also spend time looking at good design. When you see a design that looks successful to you, try solve why the design is successful, so you can pick what made this design successful and apply it to your project. Now let's play a game. In the redesigned version, what is the first point of engagement? If you know the answer to this question, drop into the comment section of this video. I'm sure you learned from this tutorial, and I can wait to see how this tutorial has really impacted you. So if you have anything you want to share with me, drop it in the comment section of this video. And if you wish to see your design feature in any of our upcoming design training, kindly use the link in the description section of this video to join our Telegram group and send your design to any of the admins aside from Caesar Graphics. All right. Now, if you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button and remember to click the post notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. And if you know anyone that you believe need to watch this tutorial, kindly share this link with them and let's touch lives together. If you love the video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.